Covering Florida, new data shows a sharp dip in the number of people receiving SNAP benefits. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities says around 19% of participants in Florida have lost coverage between July of 2025 and April of this year. The center points to new work requirements and loss of coverage for some lawful immigrants. They say these losses will significantly affect children who make up almost half of all SNAP recipients.
A hungry child cannot concentrate as well in school. They simply have other things on their mind if their belly is empty. As a consequence, they don't oftentimes perform as they might otherwise do in school, and they will fall behind.
The center says it'll encourage state and federal legislation to make SNAP available to more people.